After days of begging, pleading, and fistfights, Team 7 was granted permission to go on a C-rank mission. Naruto, who was, unsurprisingly, the source of 90% of begging and 100% of the fistfights, looked enthusiastically when the third Hokage announced the news.
The mission will take several days to complete. Your team will act as bodyguards for a certain individual.
He explained. Then Sarutobi beckoned for said individual to enter the room. Tazano, the bridge builder, stumbled in with a half-empty bottle of alcohol in his hand.
What's this? He slurs as he stumbled through the door. They're all a bunch of brats, especially the short blonde one with a stupid-looking face.
Needless to say, Tazuna and Naruto were not on very good terms from the get-go. Sakura found herself dreading the mission. She knew what was going to happen. They were going to find out that Zabuza, the demon, a dangerous criminal who's out of their leagues, was looking to assassinate the bridge builder on behalf of Gato, a corrupted billionaire who had overthrown the entire land of Ways. Yes, there was evil to fight in the land of Ways, but no evil that altered the fate of her time travel mission. Sakura was far more interested in searching the Leaf Village from top to bottom. The strange presence from the alley was indeed gone. She wasn't sure if she felt comfortable being separated from the time travel scroll in her underwear drawer for long. In the end, she decided against voicing her reluctance to embark on the mission. She didn't want Kakashi to find any more suspicious than he already did. And Naruto would likely escalate to a whole new level of annoying. She backed down on Team 7's most thrilling adventure yet. Yeah! Naruto exclaimed as the five of them stepped up past the village gates. This is my first time ever leaving the village. I feel like an explorer! He cried enthusiastically while punching his fist in the air. The client, Tazuna, sought Naruto a disapproving look. The guy couldn't really act any less like a bodyguard. And so the long journey began. The faster we get this over with, the better. Sakura thought, trying to tune out Naruto and the bridge builders bickering. She already clutched the straps of her backpack and pursed her lips. Well, there was no going back. She had to make the most of the mission and take every possible opportunity to sharpen her skills. That was when Sakura spotted a puddle on the ground. She noticed Kakashi's eyes trained on as well, and hadn't rained on days. That was what she remembered. They were all about to get ambushed. Swoosh! Get ready to fight! Sakura yelled, drawing another kunai to replace the one she sent hurling into the puddle. Right on cue, the demon bird sprang out of the water. It appears she would have an opportunity to exercise her skills sooner than anticipated. You brat! One of the brothers growled through the metal mask, covering the bottom of his face. He lowered himself into a bow stance like a wildcat, coiling his body ready to pounce. Stand back! Kakashi gets distracted while fast-stepping between the demon birds and his students. Let me handle this. That was when the brothers attacked Team 7's leader. They shot metal chains at large devices on their hands, was snaked around Kakashi's entire body before he had a chance to react. Then, while forcefully thrusting their arms to the side, the demon brothers reeled the chains back in, and, through a cloud of dust, Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura and Tazuna watched Kakashi's body get sliced apart. The sickening sounds of severing flesh and snapping bones echoed through the forest path. Gross! Sakura thought while disturbing chill cut to her spine. Good thing that isn't the real Kakashi. Sensei! Naruto cried, all hope drained in his voice. As he staring hard at the limbs of his leader, blending in a pile on the road. He prepared to fight an earnest vomit. Sasuke, on the other hand, had a far better handle on his emotions, and took the opportunity to strike. He leapt high in the air, fired fistfuls of weapons at the chains, pitting them to tree trunks and wrapping the enemies. That's directly on the brother's arms. By the time he realized what he was up to, he dislodged the chains from the devices in the arm with one sweeping kick. Sakura had to admit, despite his inexperience with real missions, Sasuke's ninja instincts were impressive. He sure had a natural knack for getting under pressure. And the fact that she was seeing his well-toned muscular body in action wasn't hurting either. Realizing that they were fighting a losing battle, the Demon Brothers decided to get down to business and attack their original target. After the bridge builder! Sakura warned her teammates. She traced over to Tazuna and stood before her protectively, while loading chakra in her fists. Nice and nice in the few seconds he had to prepare a counterattack. Sakura lurched forward. Just before she could strike, her deadly fist at her brother's faces. A Uchiha crest appeared before her eyes. Stay behind me, Sasuke yelled while throwing himself in front of her, arms outstretched. Shit! Sakura thought. Her body was already moving, and at this rate, her fists were going to collide with the back of her teammate's head. She needed to change the course of her attack, and fast. Don't move! She called out, before stepping up onto Sasuke's back and launching herself at the brothers. The unanticipated impact of Sakura's foot on the smallest back forced Sasuke down on all fours, but he still gave Sakura enough leverage to propel her body up into the air. Serrano! She cried. Her chakra-floated fist made contact with the brothers' masked faces with a sickening crack. He flew back into the tree and landed in a crumpled heap. Sakura admired her work for a moment, before turning back to her teammates and clapping her hands dismissively. They were staring up at her, expressive of shock. Naruto, who apparently collapsed with fright during the battle after being nicked with one of the Demon Brothers' poisonous blades, was the first to scramble to his feet. Sakura-chan, help! He stated, but he seemed even to be at a loss for words. Sasuke remained silent, as he often did, though he looked like he wanted to say something but wasn't sure what. Then Kakashi reappeared, revealing he used the transformation jutsu to conceal himself long before the Demon Brothers exposed themselves. Well, it seems you guys didn't need me to butt in after all, he said. Sakura proudly recalled how smoothly she and Sasuke handled the assault. Having him on her team would likely make her abilities seem less out of the ordinary. Like him, she would just seem like a prodigy with an aptitude for making quick decisions. Kakashi had no reason to suspect, as he already had hundreds of C-rank missions under her belt. Thanks, Sensei, she answered cheerfully while offering a respectful bow. I'm so relieved you're safe after all. And nice decoy, Sasuke, she added over her shoulder. Sasuke scowled and shoved his hands deep into the pockets of his white shorts. I wasn't a decoy. He shot back. I was trying to protect you. Sakura turned to face him and folded her arms. By throwing yourself in front of me without any prepared counterattack? Sounds more like you need protecting, she retorted with a smirk. Sasuke looked so livid that steam might as well be shooting out his ears. Instead, a scowl deepened and he turned his head away from her. All right, that's enough. Kakashi chimed in. You both did well. Sasuke, good setup. Sakura, excellent fitness. Setup? Sasuke repeated through gritted teeth. Kakashi didn't seem to hear him. Naruto wasn't handling the situation well. It was more clearly than ever before the dead weight on the team. He drew a knife and embedded it into his own hand to flush out the poison, while making a noble speech about how he vowed, on his self-inflicted injury, to protect the bridge builder at any cost. That's great, Naruto, Kakashi drawled. But if you lose too much blood, you'll die. Naruto proceeded to freak out, so Sakura offered to kill him. Now, Sakura, said Kakashi, turning to face her, once Naruto's new wound was healed. How did you know Tazuna was their target? Oh crap! Maybe she should have been so proactive with their battle. She answered lamely, racking her brain for a believable explanation. Instincts? Damn it, that's all I got. Kakashi said, raising an eyebrow. Thankfully, he didn't linger on the topic. Kakashi went on to interrogate the Demon Brothers, getting Tazuna to admit he was, in fact, a wanted man, but only had enough money to pay for C-rank bodyguards. None of this post-battle talk was new to Sakura, until Kakashi turned back to her and made her surprising confident. Sakura, please pay careful attention, he said seriously. I wasn't expecting to ask this of you. It sounds like we may need to rely on your medical expertise more than I was intending. Of course, Sensei, Sakura said with a nod. And for that reason, I forbid you from engaging in frontline combat. What you did back there was great, but now we need to keep you safe. In exchange, keep us alive. Then he turned to Sasuke and Naruto. You hear that, boys? We protect Tazuna and Sakura at all times from here on out. Yes, sir! Naruto said with a grin, forming a salute while Sasuke nodded at his side. Sakura was used to this kind of treatment. She fully understood her rationale for keeping the medical ninjas safe, but it meant she wouldn't have a chance to enhance her skills in battle like she was hoping, making this entire mission completely useless after all. She couldn't help feel unnerved by how this also meant she would be putting her life at a young Naruto's hands. And sadly, this is young Naruto, and not a really badass Naruto. In other words, this is Naruto still undergoing his season arc 1 character development. Um, and I may interject a little something here. One thing I don't think a lot of people knows about early Sakura is that she is very, very mission oriented. If you pay attention to some of her scenes, Sakura will spend, especially during this arc, will actually spend time staying by Tasuna's side, protecting him, not flinching, not moving. She manages to hold her own and keep going very well. And it's also, if you pay attention during this, a couple of times, Sasuke's protecting her. You guys should really start adding that to your reasons why Sasuke really cares. He starts protecting her and keeping an eye on her. The next series of events unfolded exactly how Sakura remembered them. Upon their arrival to the Land of Waves, they encountered Sabusa the demon. This time Sakura decided to keep her mouth shut this time about her knowledge of the battle tactics. She didn't want to arouse any further suspicions from her sensei. Team 7 negates the battle, recognizing this as an enemy to be reckoned with. Kakashi revealed his Sharingan eye and used it to perform his signature mimicking the enemy's ninjutsu. Sabusa was a unique opponent. For one thing, he had a physique that was less common among ninjas. He was an enormous, brawny man with taut, rippling muscles. And somehow, despite his stature, he was extremely fast. Second of all, Sabusa was known as one of the 7 swordsmen of the mist, and wielded a mighty cleaver that was just as long as he was tall. And finally, there's something about him that was inexplicably menacing. Perhaps it came from the mean look in his dark, beady eyes, or the demonic, bone-chilling chakra signature of his. Either way, Team 7 was in for the battle, far out of their leagues. Sakura was itching to join the fight, but she obeyed her sensei and stayed at the bridge builder's side, and knew that Sabusa could kill her in an instant as he tried to anti-Ras. He was a hired assassin after all. So Sakura resisted her offensive urges and watched Kakashi get trapped in Sabusa's water prison. She watched the Uchiha prodigy lose his composure and get painfully slammed to the ground. She watched Naruto bravely retrieve his leaf-filled head protector from under the demon's foot, though it took him several near-fatal blows to get it. Sakura's hands, defensively outstretched and grabbing her kunai, were shaking now. She reminded herself that the boys got themselves out of this once, and they could do it again. And just when she considered disobeying her sensei and intervening, her teammates prepared a brilliant counterattack. Naruto distracted Sabusa with his shadow clones, while Sasuke fired a Demon Wind Shuriken, which was actually a substitution for a real Naruto, straight at their opponent. Naruto ditched his Shuriken disguise and was quickly beside Sabusa and attacked, forcing his opponent to release Kakashi from the water prison. Then Kakashi and Sabusa engaged in a full-fledged ninjutsu battle beyond any of their capabilities. So Naruto and Sasuke returned to Sakura, placed their heads on her back, and healed their minor injuries. Then, out of nowhere, 2 humongous needles pierced Sabusa in the throat. It collapsed to the ground and went still. Shocked, Team 7 gathered around him and checked his final organs. Kakashi pronounced him dead. But Sakura knew otherwise. A person adorned in a dark green rose and a sinister white mask appeared in an overlooking tree, introducing himself as Haku, the ninja hunter. He thanked him for forcing Sabusa into a weakened state, but explained he wanted to put the notorious villain out of his misery himself. You're lying. All heads turned to Sakura. Sakura, he killed Sabusa, Kakashi said. Sakura knew she should bite her tongue, but she couldn't. The mere sight of the masked boy brought her blood to a boil. She didn't care if he was just a tool playing out Sabusa's bidding. Last time Sakura saw this boy, he had grossly defeated Sasuke right before her eyes. leaving him paralyzed in a death-like state. And yes, in the end, he didn't kill Sasuke. In fact, Haku ended up choosing to spare Sasuke's life by a thread. The whole encounter was Sakura's first experience with real grief and emotional trauma. Because of Haku, she would forever be haunted by the images of the boy she loved dead in her arms on the bridge in the land of waves. And in this moment, Sakura's heart had far greater sway over her actions and reasoning. Sabusa isn't dead. This boy is his puppet, she said in a far more commanding tone she thought she was capable of. Haku sprung down from the tree and where Sabusa's body lay. I killed him, Haku replied coldly while securing one of the demon's arms around his shoulders, lifting the enormous man up. Then what are you doing picking him up? Naruto yelled, waving an accusatory finger at the masked boy. Sakura felt a rush of gratitude towards her blonde teammate. As unbelievable as her claim might seem to everyone, at least Naruto had her back. I am disposing of his body, Haku said simply. Ninja hunters cover up their tracks. He stood up, made a hand seal with his free hand. Moments later, they were all engulfed in a thick cloud of cold mist. Team 7 surrounded Chazuna and drew their weapons. Was Haku planning to strike them? They whipped their heads around, searching for any signs of Haku's attack, but there were none. You are an extraordinarily perceptive girl. We will not forget you. Haku's voice rang through the vicinity. When the mist dispelled, he and Sabusa were gone. The others routed on Sakura. How? Kakashi began, but Sakura interrupted with a prepared answer. I encountered it in my training as a medical ninja. She half-lied hurriedly. The masked boy put Sabusa in a death-like state without piercing any of his vital organs. After using that little trick, it seemed the boy was planning to take Sabusa away to safety, while pretending to be our ally. Kakashi didn't seem to hear her, swaying in the spot. Sensei? Naruto asked, but the word barely escaped his lips when Kakashi collapsed on the ground. Sakura rushed over to him, didn't even look at his vital signs to know what was going on. Chakra depletion. He probably used his Sharingan too much. So he explained to the others. It was unusual for Kakashi to get like this. Nonetheless, it was crucial he rested in a safe place immediately. When the strongest member of their team out of commission. Yeah, but Sasuke's still standing. What? Kidding. Team 7 would be a huge disbanded for another round.
We could take him to my place, said Tessuna. We were nearly there anyways. So no more enemies lie in wait for us.
Alright, let's move, Sasuke said, while hoisting Kakashi up onto his back. The sooner we get there, the better. Once they were at Tazuna's house, the trio of Genin laid their sensei down on a bed. Sakura injected him with a mild painkiller that would both relieve him from some discomfort when he woke up and help him sleep soundly. They were introduced to the bridge builder's mild-natured daughter, Tsunami, and her moody son, Inari. And as Naruto did with most new people he met as a young teenager, he immediately got on Inari's bad side. They launched into a heated debate over the value of ninjas and whether heroes existed, which ended in Inari storming away to his bedroom. After lunch, Kakashi woke up. He claimed he needed nearly a week before he would be strong enough to face Sabusa again. So, in the meantime, Team 7 went out to lay low. After helping Tsunami with the dishes, Naruto went snooping through their house, looking for Inari, no doubt. Sasuke claimed he was going to search for information on Sabusa. Sakura decided to use this opportunity to slip out of the village before the boys noticed her absence. The land of waves was riddled with poverty, but Sakura remembered having a medical shop that sold a unique array of items that might be worth a visit. She navigated through the dirty, crowded streets while keeping her head low. It seemed to be just about everyone was wearing brown, tattered rags, and Sakura noticed that the shelves in the shops were selling food nearly bare. She felt a stab of sadness in her heart at the dreadful living conditions, and reminded herself there wasn't anything she could do about them. Not right now, so she kept walking. After fending off 3 creeping men that were trying to cop a feel, those sick perverts, Sakura stumbled on a shop selling home-brewed medications. She inspected the vials and containers lining the walls, but the ingredients weren't listed anywhere in the packages. Erring on the side of caution, she placed the medications back into their respective cells and turned to leave. dead. She felt the presence. The exact presence she detected in the valley of Konoha was somewhere within the massive sop. An icy, stinging sensation raced up her spine, sending chills across her exposed skin. Sakura instinctively reached to her weapon pouch for a knife, while nervously glancing over her shoulder. There were only 3 people in the store besides herself, 2 of them being a mother and her child, the other, an old lady standing behind a cash register. This chakra signature isn't coming from them. She rolled around, and, abruptly as it appeared, the presence vanished. Sakura scanned the store with wide eyes. Was that my imagination? She accidentally caught eyes with the lady behind the register and quickly turned away and left the shop. When she was back in the bustling streets, Sakura racked her brain for any memories of the chakra presence in her previous life. She also wondered why it would be in the land of ways when she sensed it at Konoha so recently. Was someone following her? Was it possible someone from the future also traveled back in time and was onto her? Was this a coincidence? And what if the presence wasn't there at all? Does the product of Sakura's exhaustion for the long journey? Boom! Lost her thoughts, Sakura collided with someone. She jumped back and was reaching for her weapon holster for a knife. She noticed a small child scrambling to his feet before her. Oh! Sakura exclaimed and standing at help to the child. He flinched at her to offer her help. The child was missing his front teeth and appeared to be wearing a potato sack tunic. What grabbed Sakura's attention the most was his black eyes and scar running of his arms. His chest tightened as he crouched down to where he was eye level with the child. Couldn't be any older than 5. I'm sorry, Sakura said as sincerely as he could. But the kid remained frozen to the spot. His alarmed expression changing. Can I have a look at your arms? I'm a doctor and I can make them feel better. He didn't budge, so Sakura hesitantly inched her hand towards him, begging him for to take it. It's okay, she said. I want to help you. Ever so slowly, the boy extended his arm, placed his palm on Sakura's hand. His wide eyes were trained on hers the entire time. Sakura's heart gave a small leap at his trusting gesture. She quickly pumped medical chakra into her hands, which wrapped around her palms. The boy's eyes widened, mesmerized by the green glow creeping up his arm. A tiny yelp, with Sakura's chakra reached one of the first deep cuts. Sakura patted his other shoulder with a free hand to calm him. She closed her eyes and concentrated, directing the chakra from cut to cut, healing each one, and removing old, scabbed over wounds. Once he was finished, Sakura opened her eyes to the boy's enormous, toothless grin. He emitted a strangled cry, jolting his now healed arm while bouncing on the balls of his feet. Feel better? She asked with a smile. Now for the other arm. He compiled as she healed it. It was only when she was working to his black eye that Sakura noticed a crowd of tiny figures gathering near them. Children of varying heights and ages, but of similar body types, the Melbourne type, were drawing near and watching intently. Sakura's heart started to pound as she saw the seas of bruises and scars. But what got to her the most was the silent plea in their wide, hungry eyes. The urge to help she felt in response to their stares was impossible to ignore. Gather around, Sakura heard herself saying. I'm going to heal all of you. For the second time that day, it was not her heart, it was not her brain, but her heart calling her to action. 2 hours later, Naruto and Sasuke found Sakura in the village. By then, she had depleted a significant amount of her chakra. She was finding an onslaught of warning signs that her body couldn't take much more of this. Sakura-chan! Naruto called to the ever-growing crowd of children. There are at least 40 of them now. Where have you been? We've been searching for you. I've been right here, Sakura answered without averting her eyes for her current patient. She was starting to feel dizzy, and her dry throat clenched when she spoke. As she finished healing the stub of a missing finger on an older girl, she noticed her hands were trembling. When she looked around the small, expectant faces, she knew giving up wasn't an option. Sakura, you need to stop, Sasuke said seriously. He and Naruto made their way through the crowd. Crouched down beside her in an attempt to capture her unwavering attention. You're going to end up like Kakashi. Sakura-chan, this is amazing. It really is. But you need to go back and rest, or you'll need to help, Naruto chimed in. But No, Sasuke said firmly, while grabbing Sakura's arm and hoisting her to her feet. That was when it dawned on her just how exhausted she was. She was on the verge of collapsing. That's enough, he said, his tone softening. Don't forget your mission. Sakura's heart stopped. My mission? She repeated, feeling her hands grow clammy. He was right. Her mission. She needed to build her strength, kill Orochimaru, save Sasuke, investigate Strange's presence. But since he was wasting time and chakra on impoverished children, she had no hope of saving her own. What am I doing? Frustrated, Sakura turned away from her teammates and started massaging her temples. Her legs were still wobbly, and Sasuke was far too observant to notice, so he placed a steadying hand between her shoulder blades. Yes, he said, raising an eyebrow in her unusual response to his comment. How are you going to protect the bridge builder if you don't have any chakra left? Oh, that mission. Right, she said quietly, while attempting to steady herself. Sasuke waited patiently as he regained some control over her legs before returning his hand. Thanks, she said before scanning the crowd for Naruto. As it turned out, all the time was teaching several of the kids a secret handshake. Sakura's gaze lingered on the steady of starving, pleading eyes, watching her intently. The pain in her chest returned. I can't leave them. That would contradict her very nature as a healer. Sakura knew there was only one way to fight this pain. Time travel mission be damned. I'll be back tomorrow, she announced before she could stop herself. I just need some rest, and when I'm strong again, I'll help as many more of you as I can. The crowd of children cheered. A few of the smaller kids near the front even dropped to their knees in gratitude, and others offered deep bows. Naruto and Sasuke gaped on, clearly shocked by their teammates' abrupt calling. The boys immediately managed to drag Sakura away from the village. You're gonna be late for dinner! Hurry up, you guys! Naruto, who was leading the way, called over his shoulder. Could really use the energy, Sakura-chan. She nodded and stared at her dragging feet. Why did you leave without telling anyone? Sasuke asked. Sakura shrugged. I wanted to run some errands. I knew you guys would have tried stopping me, so I figured I could go myself. Sakura frowned. Naruto whirled around and faced her. That's not smart of you, Sakura-chan. You're tough and everything, but you're a girl. A small, cute girl. Yeah, with a cheeky smile and wink. And there are a lot of preferred creeps in that village. Even as a ninja, you don't want to get caught alone with one of those creeps, visibly stuttered. Sasuke's jaw was clenched. It's part of our mission to protect you. We can't do that if you run off. Sakura nodded, but kept her mouth firmly shut. Sasuke was confirming her sneaking suspicion. He wouldn't condone her informal medical practice in the village. And I guess Naruto and I will be alternating staying with you while you help those kids tomorrow. Her stomach did a somersault. He's supporting me? Really? Sakura asked, raising her eyebrow. You're not going to try to stop me from going back? Sasuke shrugged and gazed at the back of Naruto's bobbing blonde head. No, I won't, he said while averting his stare to the ground. Strands of his black hair fell forward at the motion and scared his eyes from view. It's good what you're doing. I want to help, he said quietly. Not entirely sure what to make of this comment, Sakura felt her face warm. She had been certain that Sasuke would disapprove of her proposal, but maybe she's also good in it after all. After a moment, Sasuke glanced at her direction again. And this will be good practice for your medical jutsu. You're right, she said. I wasn't really thinking of that. Yeah! This will be a good practice for my bodyguard skills, Naruto said, turned back to his teammates. He curled his biceps and saw Sakura's smug grin. Just tell everyone I'm your boyfriend, Sakura-chan. Those creeps won't go you think I'm anywhere near you.